Good afternoon, everybody, or whenever you're watching it. Welcome to Still on the Air. I'm David Pierce Anderson, and joining me is the indescribable Jackson. Can you hear me now? Touchberry.
Hey, how's it going?
Can you hear me now?
What?
Can you hear me now?
What?
Can you hear me now?
I could hear you the first time.
Okay, well, that's good to know. How you doing, Jackson?
You're doing pretty well.
Yeah, anything new on Jackson's plate of wonderful goodness?
I wouldn't call it that, but I got an internship.
Nice.
Yeah, that's fun.
Now, what are you doing?
Not a lot yet. I'm driving to Canton right now. That was spooky.
Right now?
Just right now during the pre-production phase of the film. And it's spooky. It's out in Butternut nowhere. And I was following the GPS, and it was like, turn right here. And it was just like a graveyard. It was like, turn into the graveyard.
It's a shortcut.
Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, GPS knows all. God plans stuff. That's what GPS is.
Exactly.
Well, that sounds fun, but it's on a film set. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And I know you've been sworn to secrecy, and you can't share much about it.
I signed the NDA. I can't say anything else.
Well, that's pretty cool. I'm excited to hear about that. Maybe we'll see a movie with you. You're not in it, but you're helping out on it.
I might cast for it.
He said too much.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We're going to dive right into it. We're going to have another interesting show today. We're going to be trying a few new things out. But we want to start with our non-sponsor, because what would Still on the Air be without a non-sponsor? Today's non-sponsor is the Spider Hulk. What do you get when you cross a man with a radioactive spider and a blast of gamma radiation? Well, you get a creature that's more monster than man. And that's exactly what Funko delivered with the Walgreens exclusive Spider Hulk bobblehead. See a figure that is so intricate that even the tears and the tears in the clothing are comic accurate, featuring the bright primary colors of Spidey, classic clashing with the bright green of Bruce Banner himself. This is a must-have for any fan of Marvel or Funko in general. So go out and get one now. You won't regret it. And look at how big it is.
Yeah, it's a very big Funko.
Size comparison, if we want to get a shot of that, right next to our first ever non-sponsor, John Lennon. It's double the size pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, and John Lennon had a big head, so for this one to be so much towering over him, that's impressive.
And it even bobbles.
It even bobbles. John Lennon doesn't do that. Speaking of John Lennon, do you know what day it is?
Tuesday?
Yeah, that's right. October 9th, which means we have some birthdays to celebrate. Woohoo! Starting off with the one and only John Lennon.
Oh, I should have guessed.
That was a great guess. John Lennon, the famous Beatle, he would have turned 78 today. So happy birthday, John Lennon. Also, Sharon Osbourne, husband of Ozzy, celebrating her 66th birthday today. Happy birthday, Sharon.
Sharon.
And Claude Gaspard Bachet de Mézerac.
Yeah.
Famous, the French mathematician, linguist, and poet, famous for saying, "They are the Eggman, I am the Walrus, goo goo gajoop."
Yeah.
That's what he's famous for.
Gone too soon.
Well, he was old. It would have been old today.
Okay, well, he deserved it then.
You saw the graph. We all deserve to die, I think.
Wow.
That's the only escape.
Let's get into existentialism.
You should have seen the paper I wrote this morning. It was about a reality check.
What class?
Interpersonal communication.
Okay,
so
yeah.
fair.
What better time to get existential?
It was real deep. I'm still questioning myself. Wow. We got a couple stories today. In Japan, a zookeeper was found mauled to death in the cage by a white tiger. The tiger was sedated and euthanized, and euthanization was probably going to occur, but the family of the deceased pleaded with the zoo to keep the tiger alive. So the tiger was not killed. The family kept him alive. The zoo will be abiding by the family's request, and the tiger, named Rico, will continue to live out his life. But let's be real here. If humans didn't use guns to kill animals, like the cowards we are, we would have no real say in whether or not these forces of nature live or die. In fact, I propose that from now on, if you want to kill an animal, you have to get up close and personal with them, and only the weapons are allowed, that you are allowed to use are the weapons that the animals have themselves. We're talking about claws. We're talking about the paws that they have, no guns. Because if a tiger could use a gun, no, there's no chance for us.
Dang.
But I think it's funny that, I don't want to, I guess funny isn't the word, but the family's like, no, you don't kill the tiger, because the humans had such a great say in the prior exchange between life and death with the tiger.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Well,
I don't like guns.
no, I know.
I'm not a gun fan. In more lighter news, and it's ironic that I say lighter because you'll find out in a moment, Katmai National Park has had a fattest bear competition the past week. Fans of bears have been able to vote on which one of the Katmai National Park bears is the fattest. These bears are ready for hibernation and are going all out. If they want to survive the balmy winter that we're having, they must eat beforehand and they must eat a lot. All bears are beautiful, and this is an exciting poll that's going on. Check out the recap on Katmai's website. They're all over the news today in the last day of the contest. Right now, it's up against Bear 409. I think we got a picture of that lug. Look
Oh,
at that.
yeah.
Are you kidding me?
What a curvaceous bear.
That baby's good. And Bear 747.
Oh, wow.
How do you pick? So those are the two bears that are up for the finals. I'm just waiting for Fred Betterhead to get some love.
Those are some big bears.
Big bears.
That can't be natural, but it is.
Hey, man. I would love to live the life of a bear.
Yeah?
Just keep eating.
Yeah, you just sleep for like 4 months out of the year. That's awesome.
That's not bad at all. What's your favorite animal?
Ooh, it's a big question.
Yeah. I have an easier time with it than I think you would.
Okay.
Because I know you like animals.
What's your favorite animal, Dave?
Gorillas.
Gorillas, why?
Funny looking.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just
They're almost human, but not.
right. They're really close. And I try to imagine, like, what if I had a math class with that? Like, he couldn't take him serious.
I could. Like he's teaching?
Well, yeah.
You got to respect the professor, Dave.
True. If he wore a tie, I'd respect him.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
I like frogs.
That's what I was leaning towards your answer.
I don't know why.
Yeah,
Just always have.
frogs are cool. They hop.
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew that.
they're hopping.
They're hopping. We're going to try a few things today. We were given a joke because we've been doing that the past couple of weeks. So I'm given a theme, and then I have to write a joke, 5 jokes for that theme within the past couple hours prior to the show. So today's theme was the heat. Because it is really, really stupidly hot right now.
Way too hot.
85 degrees, I think. I don't know if we hit 85, but it's 80 to 85. Unnecessary. So the heat is the theme today. It's so hot out, chickens are laying hard-boiled eggs.
Ba-doom-tish. That's
Jackson,
funny.
yeah. You worked on a farm.
Jackson approves.
Jackson approved. You worked on a farm, so I thought you would get that one.
I do get it, yeah. Thanks.
Another thing we're going to be doing today is Mad Libs. Yay! I don't know if we were going to get a close-up of it, but there's a book of Mad Libs.
You know what Mad Libs looks like.
Fair enough. They actually look more like this, a bunch of words. But so what we're going to do is answer these Mad Libs. I'm going to ask you for a list of whatever they prompt me. And then in segment 3, we're going to read them off the teleprompters, and our goal is to not laugh.
Oh, easy.
Right. Probably. So the words you give me are the ones I'm going to be reading. Okay?
Okay.
All right, so we're going to get started. Jackson, I need an adjective.
Yellow.
Yellow. Person in the room.
Cam.
Cam. Adjective.
Rotund.
Rotund. Nice. That's a good one. Adverb.
Speedily.
Speedily. Plural noun. Means 2, multiple.
Eggs.
Eggs. Last name.
Anderson.
That's a good one. Noun. You having fun at home?
Leaf.
Leaf. Silly word.
By whose metric? Shrub.
That's a good one.
Shrub.
I was going to write metric.
With 2 B's.
A last name.
Angot.
I don't like that one as much. First name of a female.
Carly.
Carl.
Carl.
Silly word.
Boop snooch.
Boop snooch. A noun.
Twine.
Twine. A plural noun.
Nails.
Nails. Another plural noun.
Dandelions.
An adjective.
Notorious.
Wow.
I'm better at the adjectives.
Yeah. Another adjective. Prove your worth.
Gubernational.
Is it gubernatorial? No, that's the. Okay, yeah, I know what you're saying.
I don't know if that counts.
I'll allow it. Noun.
Kite.
Kite. 2 verbs. And then we're good.
Oh gosh. Juggle.
Juggle.
Poop.
Poop.
Gotta have a poop. In
Okay.
it.
I am going to hand you this one.
Yep.
This might be the last one.
Yeah, you didn't look at it.
No, I did not look at it.
All right.
So we're going to do
Okay.
one more real quick, and maybe we'll do it in the break.
Okay. Really fast.
Real fast.
Noun.
Noun. Barf.
Plural noun.
Stools.
Adjective.
Tiny.
Adjective.
Boring. I'm just thinking of the show right now.
City.
Canton.
Adjective.
Striking.
Noun.
Donut.
Adjective.
Blissfully. And that's an adverb.
Blissful.
Blissful.
Person in room.
Gary.
Hey, Gary.
Gary's on camera too. He just hit it.
How you doing, Gary? Adjective.
Wow. Forgot what an adjective was.
Forgetful.
Forgetful.
Plural noun.
Shorts.
Eat 'em.
Eat 'em?
Noun.
Oh. Beer.
Noun.
Whiskey.
Adjective.
Drunken.
Type of liquid.
What other alcohol are there?
Beer and whiskey.
All the alcohol. How you doing, guys?
Noun.
Bacon. Thank you.
Noun.
Oh, damn it. Sausage.
Adjective.
Tight. All right, I'm sorry you guys had to sit through that.
One more.
One
Plural-
more?
Plural noun.
Plural noun. Murders.
Alrighty, we're done.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to, believe it or not, do 2 more of those.
No, we're not.
That's not going to happen. So we're going to, I assume we're going to take a break right now because we're probably 7 minutes over, and you just heard us say random words for 4 minutes. We'll be back after the break.
My mom's birthday was coming up fast, so I needed to go out shopping for something quick. I needed to move money from my savings to my checking account so I could use my debit card at the mall. I cracked open my laptop, hit the bookmark from my bank, and entered in my username and password. What the heck? I got sent back to the home page. So I entered in my username and password again, made the transfer, and went to the mall where I found this cool little necklace for my mom. That's good news, right? The bad news is, the next week I went to make a purchase and they told me that I had insufficient funds to cover that purchase. Long story short, when I had logged into my bank the first time, I got redirected to a fake site that stole my username and password. I guess I got a virus that redirected my bookmark. The thieves had a field day with my account. I wish I had known then what I know now. You have to check and make sure you're really on your bank's website. This could be done by either recognizing an image you've selected or clicking a lock or VeriSafe icon and comparing the bank's web address to a web address you've got on our certificate. My name is Luke, and I'm trying to be e-safe.
Welcome back to Still on the Air. I am David Pierce Anderson, joined today by our floor director, Cameron Clothier.
Good to see you.
Hey, thanks for coming on, Cam.
Of course. I mean, I was in the neighborhood.
Were you?
Yeah.
What were you doing before this?
I was actually the floor director for today's show.
Really? And walk us through what a floor director does.
Oh boy. So the floor director gives all the hand signals for the show. So like you got your 10, 9, 8, 7. I got to tell you to wrap it up.
Why weren't you doing that in the last segment?
Yeah. Good question. And then we got some of these, some of these.
So, so you basically tell me how we're doing on time.
That's right.
What I should be
That's right.
doing. What's up next.
Yes.
And so that's going to make for an interesting interview.
Absolutely.
You're an interesting guy. You do a lot.
I try my best.
Your name's Cameron, and you
Oh.
operate cameras.
Oh, Jackson.
So how long have you been a camera operator, videographer?
Well-
what do you call yourself?
I would definitely say that I'm kind of a combination of a photographer and a videographer, and I have been at it since probably, give or take, like freshman, sophomore year of high school. So,
Okay. So going on 6, 7 years.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
What got you into it?
So I took a filmmaking class early in my high school career just as an elective, and I actually really enjoyed it, and I decided, like, hey, I'm going to stick with it. And then college came around, and I decided, wow, I'm going to go to college. And
Where'd you go to high school?
Henry Ford
Yeah,
II High School.
I know that.
Yeah.
We were neighbors.
That's right.
Close enough,
Neighbors
at least.
neighbors to the south?
You were north of us.
North, okay. Yep.
I went to De La Salle Collegiate.
Yeah, that's right.
So you take this class, which is, I think, awesome that your school offered that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you go out and buy a $1,000 camera?
No, not off the bat. So I got like a $200 or $300 or $400 camera for Christmas one year and was learning to use it and just kind of stuck with that for a little while, and then eventually worked my way up and was able to purchase a rather expensive one last summer. So that's where I'm at right now.
That's awesome. And did you start off with photography or did you start off with videography?
Just so you know, we got 6 minutes left, by
Good
the
to
way.
know, thank you.
Yeah, so I actually started off with videography. Like I said, I took the filmmaking class, and then it wasn't until just a couple years ago that I got more into photography. And then now, ever since I started in that, I've been kind of going with both. So
You have a preference?
I really enjoy both. I think videography is probably more what I want to do in the future, so probably that.
What makes you more money?
Depends.
What makes you money?
Both, but probably filmmaking, if I had to guess.
Cool.
So.
Well, I've exposed you a few times and your talents.
Thank
and
you, thank you, thank you.
We used your videography skills on a couple of Why Not sketches.
That's right.
We also took a picture that has gained some ground.
That's right.
to talk
Rather
about
iconic
an
photo,
iconic
if I must
photograph.
say.
Speaking of John Lennon,
Yeah, that's right. On John Lennon's birthday of all days.
so share with us. What did we do yesterday?
So you and the other TAs, so it was me, you, Carly Angot, Justin Stovall, and Heather Irvine. We hit the streets out on Washtenaw Avenue. We were all dressed up. You guys were all dressed up as a different member of the Beatles, and we recreated the infamous Abbey Road photo.
Beautiful picture.
Beautiful, indeed. It turned out great. We had the nice water tower in the
Yes.
background behind us. So
Water tower. That's generous.
yeah.
I'll be honest. I had the vision in my head because I had a white suit and I needed use out of it.
And you had the shoes too.
Well, not until recently. I just bought those last
we're
week.
well right.
You know, it came out much better than I thought it would.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
looks
It turned
beautiful.
out really nice. I'm happy with it, and I think we've got a lot of positive response from it, from people that we know and online and things like that. So it turned out good. Oh, by the way, we got 4 minutes.
Good to know. That actually is a great reminder for me, talking about EMU and Ypsilanti. You know how hot it is?
How hot is it?
It's so hot, EMU's president, James Smith, didn't go on his daily scavenge for returnables this morning. Couldn't bear the heat. We're in a deficit, guys. So, on campus, you're a part of a few clubs.
That's right. That I am.
Which is the big one?
The big
Besides
one.
ETV, because I don't
big
want.
one.
and
Well,
obviously,
yes.
that's the easy answer.
Obviously, I am a part of ETV, but in addition to that, I'm also the president of an organization here on campus called Videographers at EMU. You may know us as VEMU. And we've collaborated several times, actually. We've done a couple sketches for Why Nots. We've done some stuff for ETV, and we also do some stuff as a club. So that ranges from anywhere from like short films to corporate videos to little skits and things like that. And it's really a lot of fun. So,
Cool. And
so
how
yeah.
long has that been? You've been a part of VEMU for 1 year because technically the name
right.
has changed
That's
over
right.
the past 2 years.
So-
why has the name changed 3 times in 3 years?
That's a good question. I'm actually not sure. So we started as leaders in film production like 3 years ago, and then
I'm glad you
last-
changed that one.
Yeah. And then last year we were EVA, which was Eastern Videographers Association, but then we had another naming issue there. So now we're videographers at EMU, and that's hopefully here to stay. So, knock on wood.
I like that one. It's not real wood. So I'm going to ask you this because I actually don't know the answer. What is the difference between VEMU and EFA?
Okay, that's a good question. And you, unlike a lot of other students, might not know. So EVA, or excuse me, EFA focuses more on longer scale, like semester-long projects, like longer films that are more involved and more workload over the course of the semester. Whereas VEMU does a lot of shorter projects. We do like 1 to 2 to 3 minute videos, and we also do corporate videos, like I mentioned. So I guess the main difference would be just kind of like the length and the variety of the projects that we tend to do. So
Interesting. I learned something on this show.
what's that, Justin? Oh, 2 minutes.
2
All right,
minutes. We
2
are
minutes
running
left.
out of time.
Yes,
Cam.
that's right.
I want to address your social media because you are famous on social media.
Famous.
It just seems like everything you tweet about is getting like responses. Baseball teams especially. What is with the Tampa Bay Rays?
So I got to tell you, I became a Tampa Bay Rays fan a couple years ago. I tweeted at them and I asked them to give me a jersey, and they said, we'll give you a jersey for 10,000 retweets. So I took the challenge, I ran with it. I didn't even end up getting the 10,000 retweets. I think I finished at 7,000, and they gave it to me anyways. They sent me the jersey. It had my last name on the back, and it had a number 10 for 10,000 retweets.
Okay.
And ever since then, I've been a Tampa Bay Rays fan.
So you didn't get a Kevin Kiermaier jersey?
No, actually, I did get blocked by him, though, ironically enough.
That's why I bring it up.
Yeah,
So
I
how
know.
did you get blocked by Rays center fielder Kevin Kiermaier?
So I tweeted at him probably, gosh, at least 100 times asking him to retweet the tweet to help me get the jersey, and he didn't. So eventually I looked back, and sure enough, I was blocked. So.
That's amazing.
And we have got, what is that, just about 30 seconds left in the
Okay,
segment.
sounds good.
So.
Make sure to count me out because
Okay.
I want to do this joke real quick.
Okay.
Speaking of Florida and the heat that you got into with
Oh,
Kevin Kiermaier,
oh boy.
the heat is so potent, LeBron is thinking about taking his talents there.
Wow.
Callback. 2010, anyone? We're gonna. I'm excited that we were able to do this interview.
Yeah, of course.
And in the next segment, we are going to do the Mad Libs thing when we get back. So don't go anywhere.
I'll be right back, I told myself. I'm just going to grab a quick drink. 2 minutes later, and everything was gone. My backpack, my laptop, my cell phone, my iPod. 2 minutes was all it took. I was lucky. The thief was eventually caught and I got it all back. But now that I had that happen to me, I realized that anything valuable has to be treated like cash. I'll never leave it out of my sight again. My name is Heather, and I'm trying to be safe.
Looks like we're back. Welcome to Still on the Air. I am David Pierce Anderson here with Jackson Touchberry.
As always.
As always. It's so hot out, EMU privatized water fountains.
You joke.
Yeah, I know they were going to
For
do that.
now.
Right, they were
Don't
gonna-
give them any ideas, man.
Yeah, some of these were too real. Anyway, we're going to try these Mad Libs out. I'm so sorry that I even suggested this. What was the theme of this one? So, okay, here we go. I guess I'm going to go first. So these are the words that Jackson suggested to me. And if you didn't catch that part of the show, feel free to go back and watch 6 minutes of us saying random words. Letter from an American in Paris. Dear Yellow Cam, I am having a rotund time here in Paris. I spend every day speedily visiting museums, monuments, and eggs. Yesterday I went to the Anderson Tower, very tall, which is located on the River Leaf. When I went to the Jeu de Paume, this is a museum that is spelled Jeu de Paume. Oh, it's spelled Jeudepomme, and it's pronounced shrub. Shrub. It is next to the Louvre, which has a famous statue of Venus de Angot
Oh, no.
and the painting of the Mona Carli by Leonardo da Poopsnooch. The center of Paris is called the Place of the Twine and is always filled with thousands of nails, all taking photographs of one another and of the many French dandelions. The food at the Paris restaurants is notorious. It's just notorious. I have already eaten gubernatorial snails and a duck a la kite. I plan to juggle to Paris again next year and hope you can poop too.
A duck on a kite.
Duck on a kite.
You just take a duck and you, okay.
That was entertaining. I would like to
That was fun.
revisit that one. Well done. Nice
Hey,
job. You
well,
think of better words than I.
Back at you.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde Limited. This scary barf was written over 100 stools ago and made its author very tiny. The story is about a boring doctor in Canton who performs striking experiments in his science donut to see if he can change his personality. He succeeds and turns himself into a blissful monster he calls Mr. Gary. The monster is very forgetful and shorts are terrified of him. The police begin a beer hunt for him and put out an all-points whiskey. After a tip from a drunken neighbor, they find him in Dr. Jekyll's lab trying to drink a bottle of all the alcohol so he can change back to his original bacon. Unfortunately, it's too late, and both Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde meet an untimely sausage. The moral of the story is, beware of people with split murders.
See, I play Mad Libs the way a 7-year-old plays them when they figure out what a noun is.
Well, okay, those were good.
Mr. Gary.
Mr. Gary.
Forgetful fella.
Hey, Mr. Gary.
Oh, I forgot. No, that was fun. So, did you do Mad Libs as a child?
Oh yeah, all the time.
We were playing them on our up north trip, and it took me that trip and that time doing it to realize I had never played Mad Libs with someone else.
You just filled
I
it
would
out.
fill them out.
Like, would you
by
think
myself.
about it?
I gave it thought. Yeah.
Okay, so you would read it and then add it in.
Realistically, though, I played it the same way I did then. Just a noun, look in the room, what can you find? And that was along the lines of I finally figured out what nouns were. And 7, 8.
Going up north?
Yeah, going up north right now. 7, 8 hours into that north trip. So anyway, I think that would have been a very fun game as a child. But
Yeah, that's how I learned what nouns and adverbs and verbs are.
and see, you're good at the game.
I'm a creative writing student. I think you're like required to learn stupid, pompous words.
Is that like creative writing 101? Mad Libs?
Honestly, that'd be better than a lot of the activities we had to do for creative writing.
Yeah, I'm not a creative writing fan. The classes, at least. I like writing creatively.
Right.
Yeah. Creative. Right?
Right?
Creative. We're going to be back. I'm so sorry that you're still watching. See you after the break.
We are True EMU! Let me show you love, love is what I know. Join me in this life, beautiful soul. Everything you need, everything you want, you have it right here on Beautiful Soul. We are True EMU!
I am True EMU.
We are True EMU!
That's the show for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, you can find us on social media at ETV, at EMU, and you can always see any episode of Still on the Air on YouTube. I'm David Pierce Anderson. This is Jackson Touchberry. Last joke, it's too hot to be October 9th. As always, it's been a pleasure.